chow. Okay, now we're gonna talk about food since we're eating food and food chow.
You got 8 minutes to eat, bro. That was shit was the worst.
Oh yeah.
What? 15 minutes.
Yeah, you had to like at chow, the galley. You couldn't talk to anybody. Can't look at nobody. Like they are so strict. Like they're walking around like while you're eating, just like looking at you like your eyes are gonna be glued to your food. And some of the stuff there was.
I don't know about you, but my boot camp food was good. Like, and they legit gave. I think the best part about it was like the blueberry pancakes that they gave us. Cause was good. You get 15 minutes to eat. Like by the time, so when you go to chow, you are basically put in a height line. Shortest person in the front, tallest person in the back.
Oh yeah.
If you are the shortest person, you kind of get the most time to eat in a way, because you're the first person to sit down. And by the time the last person sits, you have 15 minutes total to eat whatever.
So so I was A-Rock for a little bit. I'm going to talk about that. So you guys, we have like different positions. You have R-Pop, A-Rock, you have your flag people, you have yeoman,
laundry PO,
the laundry PO, head PO, whole bunch of people doing jobs. But anyways, yeah. Let's just talk about that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, food, but you know, for me, when I went to boot camp, it was all right. I mean, like I had no other choice but to eat it, but starve. But little do they know, I don't want to say it because they might be looking at this video, but somebody was stealing some food from the galley. And yo, do not steal food from the galley because somebody got asthma for that. And asthma means that like they got held back a week. So they got kicked out of my division and held back for a week.
For a week? Asthma for us was 2 weeks.
Or
held back for 2 weeks.
Or 2 weeks, whatever. But yeah, don't do anything dumb. But like we had this dude, he was stealing, I think he stole like some peanut butter and apples from the galley, and they found like the wrapper in the garbage. Yeah, they checked the garbage. Like anything you throw up in there, it better be anything they tell you to throw out, it better be in the garbage. Because they do check, like they check everything.
You know, and it's funny because when I think about it now, all of that is just preparation for like when you actually go on a deployment and when you go on the boat. Because when you're on the boat, that's exactly what they do. They look at when you are throwing out trash from like anywhere wherever your work center is on the boat, you will be throwing out your trash, and there are certain places that trash is supposed to go, and if they see plastic and like paper, bad day. So it's all like everything they do is all preparation. It's literally preparation. So majority of the stuff, certain stuff is whatever, but yeah, in chow was like that. Chow sucked, but I was short, 5'3.5". I was in the front.
I was tall. Well, I am tall. So, yeah. Had like 20 minutes to eat. But
yeah, take your time.
Yeah. If you're short, just take your fucking time. Because you guys have like, 45 minutes to eat? Or something like that. 30 minutes to eat.
For who? You? Oh, it was...
So I said short people.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say 45 minutes. It's more of like probably 15 to maybe 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Like the full time. Because once the clock starts ticking, you're the first person to get up. So yeah, you basically have to stand in line, and it almost feels like prison. Like I don't know if you ever seen how movies are in prison, but when they all line up and they all just like,
oh yeah, you guys are all on the line, and
yeah,
just with your tray, looking like literally. Boot camp is literally prison. Like nobody wants to be there at all. Like,
well, apparently Navy, never again volunteer yourself.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. Never again volunteer yourself. The next topic we're going to talk about is the gas chamber. Now this, oh my gosh, this I can smell it right now. I literally I can smell it. I can smell it. So the gas chamber, like, so you're in a line. They have you from, I think, yeah, it was tallest to shortest this time. So the tall people went in first. It's like, yeah, we finally get to go first.
Yeah.
So we went in first.
Get the win.
No, but y'all were, because the short people were in the front. So everybody lined up and stuff like that. We're in ranks. So they had the first rank step forward, and they took off their mask, and they had to recite they had to recite their social, where they're from, and their birthday. And I'm up there just looking at everybody with my mask on and stuff like that. They're like, like choking and shit like that. I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. Boy, was I wrong. When it was my turn, like when my rank had stepped up to take off our mask, like instantly 2 seconds, that gas like hits the back of your throat, like snot coming out, eyes tearing. And if you were sick or had like a runny nose or just congested, like that shit cleared it out. Like really.
It was the opposite for me. Like a lot of it was the same, but I didn't get a strong whiff of everything because I didn't smell anything. Like I felt it for just a little bit, but I saw people leaving with like everything just leaving
that was
from their face, and I didn't get nothing. Like I sat there, and they did have it in like size order and stuff, and you step forward. And when I went, I like didn't even, like they asked me my name, my social, whatever. I knew it at the back of my hand, so I just kept going. I was one of the lucky people that didn't get a chance to get the strong whiff of the gas chamber like most people did. I saw people like tearing and crying for the most part too. I really wanted it to happen. Like it was like one of those low-key upsetting moments where I was just like, I wanted to feel less congested, but I felt nothing. So yeah. I guess it just affects people differently.
Yeah, I had everything dripping. Like it
came through dripping, drip.
Literally, I came through dripping. Like no funny shit. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Like I had everything burning. My eyes was burning. They was like, "Where are you from?" I was like, they was like, "What's your social?" I was like, "Oh my god, I can't."
You don't know your social by heart?
I do know my social. I was choking as I was saying it.
Yeah. Gas chamber wasn't that bad for me at all.
So we talked about arrival. We
did
pistol shit. Oh yeah, hold on. Mm-hmm. We did arrival, meeting our RDCs. We talked about peanut butter shots, P-days, chow,
gas chamber.
This video gonna be everywhere. So
I think one of the highlights for me at boot camp was shooting a gun for the first time at boot camp. That was the first time I ever shot a gun.
Did you have like the we had like the laser ones. Did you guys have that one?
No, we had legit guns. Like
they must be nice.
They started off giving us like, you know, like a empty gun, like it was like a play gun or whatever, and it didn't have any bullets. It was all like safety and stuff. And then they gave us that, and they let us shoot with a shotgun. So it was just like,
must be nice. We had freaking like a laser gun. Whack.
That shit, nah. I was so excited, but then as I watch people like get marksman and, you know, sharpshooter and expert, I'm just like, they make it seem like it's so simple to shoot a gun, and it's not.
Yeah.
Unless you grew up around guns, like it's not the same. Okay, Nikki. Nas over here. But yeah, that was a highlight of boot camp for me, was shooting a gun for the first time. A real gun. When I did that back in 2013, apparently they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because we had somebody break blue. Breaking blue is basically when you do something with a gun you're not supposed to do. Like, she was so, oh my god, I know everything about guns, blah, 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 whatever. And this chick fucking, I forgot wholly what she did, but she had the gun when it was loaded, and she didn't like keep it downward. Mm-hmm. She kind of like drifted over, and the fucking guy like apparently like yelled like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. And she like, you know, because when you're shooting with other people, you're like literally next to them, and you have like a real gun. So yeah. Ooh, you like the way I did that though.
Man, you're gonna have, like, speaking about like people like that, you're gonna have people that think they know everything and stuff like that. Those are people that you really gotta watch out for, because they be the snitches, the tattletales, the kiss ass. Mm-hmm. They, oh my god, they just so fucking bad.
I don't know if it's the same anymore, but sometimes you have those people that are able to make rank in boot camp. Like, you can get promoted from like being E1 to E3 or E2 to E3, and like honorary recruit. I don't know if they do that anymore, but you get promoted to like the highest pay grade of an airman. But like she said, they're snitches. They're people who only look out for themselves. I was in JROTC. Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, wait,
this ain't high school, bitch.
Wait, hold on, because I was in JROTC, so...
No, I'm saying some of those people who were, like, they just think, like, they're above all. Oh, my dad was in the Navy, or my parent was in the Army. People like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, you're here in the Navy with the rest of us. Like, you have to start from the bottom just like everybody else. So, don't think you got some such special type of privilege because you don't.
Did you come in as an E1?
I came in as an E3, hold it. I went to college.
I came in as an E3 because I was in ROTC.
I went to college.
Yeah. So some of the jobs that people can have in boot camp is RPOC, AROC, was it Yeoman,
Master at Arms.
Master at Arms.
MA.
Alright, so RPOC is the recruiting, like petty officer, like
head honcho.
Yeah, head honcho. They're in charge of everybody. They pretty much run the show, blah, blah, blah. They get to hold the cut list, that heavy ass shit.
Then you have A-Rock,
and then you have A-Rock, which was a singer. That's what okay, so with me...
Hold my section forward.
Yeah, like, I literally had to do that, like, only for a little bit, because I did get kicked out of that position. Like, they always had me in it, and then out of it, in it, and like... So, it's because, okay, so I got out of AROC like a few times because I failed my PT, so my PRT, so they was just like, oh, well, I don't give a fuck. I was the best AROC, I don't care. And they was just, my RDC was just like, oh, well, just because you're the best AROC that we had, you can't do one simple thing like pass your PRT, we're just gonna give it to somebody else. They gave it to somebody else, and boy,
it just went big headed.
Nah, like, it was bad. Nobody was in step at all. And like, I was just waiting for my RDCs to like put me back in that position and stuff. And actually one of my RDCs, RDC B, Petty Officer B, she wanted me to be back as A-Rock because she liked how loud I was and how motivated I was and everything like that. And we sounded like, I just sounded like, not to toot my own horn, but toot, I sounded so good, like keeping everybody in step, stuff like that. Yeah. But I got kicked out because I failed my PRT.
Man, I got hired and fired from everything. Like, it is so funny. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I was literally A-Rock, RPOC, fucking, I wasn't a Master at Arms, but I ended up being stick last, like, overall. I ended up being a PFC. People. So, when I was... I thought I was the coolest thing in the world being an A-Rock, because I'm there just sitting here singing, and they're like, left, right, left. And we could, what else? We could say like 1, 2. Oh, were you able to do that?
Yeah, the 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, you won. Hey, 4, you won. Oh, you're 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's actually, to me, being in the Navy, that was one of the favorite things to me.
I love it.
Marching with other people, like in formation.
And being in step, being in unison.
When you, like, and I appreciate it more when I became like a stick, because when you're a stick, there's like six of you guys, because by the end, when you graduate, there's 6 people holding flags. So when everybody's marching in formation, you guys are the ones in the front, and I didn't have to worry about stepping on other people, which was a positive thing.
Yeah.
And it just felt so liberating being in front of everyone and like kind of just being in step. It just like, it felt so nice. Like, you know, it was cool. But I got fired and then hired to A-Rock, and that was something. And I mentioned my first chief earlier, and it was actually because I failed my prone float in the swim qual it was actually because I had failed something. I wasn't A-Rock anymore. So they were like that they can't have somebody in a position who failed.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that same type of shit excuse my language. That same type of thing can be processed in the Navy too, because they do that same type of stuff now. You mess up a job, then it'll take you out of an LPO position. So you have a lot of ability to gain rank or to be like from E1 to E3 or E2 to E3, but don't be that person that belittles everybody, because the point of you being together in boot camp is like unity, and basically for you guys, so like that whole one team, one fight crap is like legit, because you don't want to be that one person that like leads people to fail. So I can understand why I got fired. Swim call.
Alright, so swim call, you have your prone float, which is like the dead man's float as they call it. Like you gotta, how long you had to be there for? Like 5 minutes?
5 longest minutes.
That was the worst 5 minutes of my life.
You have to swim 500 yards, you have to do a prone float for 5 minutes, and you have to do the coverall.
Oh yeah, and you also have to like use your coveralls and like put air in it. And so you're pretty much using your clothes as a flotation device. So for me, I passed the flotation device, and I also passed the 500. I don't know why I did it like that. I also passed the 500 yard swim, but I failed the prone float because somebody kicked me in the face. But they let me do it again that same day, like after they made me sit down and stuff like that. They was like, all right, you're gonna get back in this water. If you fail this time, you have to come back again tomorrow. I was like, fuck that shit. So luckily it was just me and this other girl. I said, hey look, you stay over that way, I'm gonna stay over this way, all right? You float, I'll float. Okay.
Well, I'm glad, because that wasn't the case for me. I actually did fail it, and then they let me do it. They let me do it again 10 minutes later, but my body was already tired, and yeah, I ended up doing it the next day, and that was the reason why I got fired from being A-Rock, because I had failed that, and it was the saddest moment I had. I'm like, I've been swimming my whole life, and it was just that one moment that somebody kicked me in the face, and like I started panicking and freaking out, and then by the time I did the second time around, my body was just tired. Because when you fall, okay, let's go over the first part of the whole swim call thing. When initially you go off the diving board, they don't fucking like shove you off of the diving board. It's more like a light push, and you basically like, no, ooh, that's wrong. Like, yeah, you're like this. You basically put your left hand over your to your right shoulder, and then you hold your nose like this, and it's just so you can, do it. And it's all preparation for if the boat goes down, you jump off the boat that way in a life or death on deployment. But anyway, that's beside the point. You hold like this, and then you go all the way down. That was the longest 2 seconds of my life.
Oh yeah, coming back up to the surface.
Man, I was just like, God, are you there? Grab me. And I thought I was the coolest thing in the world, because I'm like, I know how to swim, I got this. I started freestyling, but I didn't realize how tired I was, and then I ended up doing I cheated, and I did a backwards float, because hey, it was one of the freestyles they let us do. By that point in time, my body was already fucking tired, and I was just like, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this prone float. So you basically float for like this for 5 minutes, you breathe for 3 seconds, go down for 3, and basically do that repeatedly for 5 seconds.
5 minutes.
5, what did I say, 5? Yeah. I wish it was 5 seconds. And then when I failed, my RDC gave me like a dad talk, and it resonated in me, but I'm not gonna get to that. It resonated in me a lot. And then the next day though, I had to straggle to fucking go and do it. I'm like, I know how to swim, and this is so sad. And it's just like, what are you here for? I'm here to do the prone float again, petty officer. And it's just like, yeah, okay. So then I did it. And then as I was doing it the second time around, man, when I tell you, it was only me and like 3 other people. But while I was in the middle of it, it was so dumb. Because you know how like in boot camp, when you're getting yelled at and like, who hit 1, 2, 3, 1.
Yeah.
I had that like cadence in my head while I was doing the fucking
oh my god.
But it helped me and it got up to like the 4-minute mark, and and I just started getting tired, and then like I started like leaning towards the wall. All I hear is this Navy SEAL motherfucker just yelling at me, "Get the fuck away from the wall!" He was like legit yelling, "Don't touch the fucking wall. You got a minute left, boo." But I'm tired. And I was just like this in the water.
Oh my god.
And then I finally did it, and it was just like, "You're good. You did it." And I was like, I'm just out of breath. And then the prone float shit was easy. All you have to do was like wear your coveralls and fucking like pat the water and go like that, and a whole bunch of air like poofed, and then you just go like this. Ooh, you got that chest, my chest popping now. You're basically like this in the water, like a buoy.
Yeah. So that was pretty much it for the swim part. For me, like when I went, like all the black people, I'm not even joking. All the black, they asked everybody. They was like, if you don't know how to swim, you gonna go over to like, it's like a baby pool. And like, it's like 3 feet. I swear to God, it's like 3 feet. So like all the black people, like I swear to God, I was like the only black person that didn't go to like the baby pool. And I was looking around, I was like, damn, should I go over there too? So like all the black people, they went over there to the baby pool, and there was like a Navy SEAL instructor. They was teaching them how to swim and stuff like that, how to stay afloat and stuff like that. Because when they actually go do the real test, like they're pretty much on their own. Like, I mean, obviously there's gonna be people there to like save them if they drown and shit, but like you actually performing well determines if you're gonna pass or not. So
yeah. So if there's anything that can resonate from this entire swim qualification, this should be a complete video in itself. Make sure you know how to swim before you go to boot camp.
Exactly.
Like if you gotta go to the YMCA, if you gotta go in the ocean, like
a river, a lake, a puddle. I don't care.
Learn how to swim before you go to boot camp. You don't have to, but I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Because you do not want to, because when you don't know how to swim, you basically have to keep going back to learn how to swim every single day.
And that sets you back in training, and then that probably won't make you graduate on time with your division. They probably might ask when you be like, oh, well, it's taking you like, what, 2 weeks to learn how to swim, and your division's already on learning how to shoot guns or whatever. Like, you're holding your division back, so they're going to move on without you. They're not going to wait. Like, time, they tell you time is very critical. They do not play, so you need to catch on quick. So I'm telling you, so for those of you out there, like she said, if you about to enlist in the Navy or even the Marines, because they do a swim test as well.
They do?
Yeah. Hell yeah, they do.
I don't know nothing about Marines.
Yeah. So y'all better get the fucking swimming.
You gonna learn today. You better start saying some door. Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
And the cheating thing to do, just like in case one of the cheating styles they like tell you to do because it's easy, is the backstroke. Yeah. All you're doing is floating. If there's anything basic you need to learn about swimming, learn how to float.
I literally just like.
Yeah. Well, they made us like go.
I ain't do none of that.
Backstroke, but you move faster. So like, you know. But still, learn how to motherfucking swim. Yes. High key.
Now we're about to talk about hair. This is for my ladies. So now, being a black female in the Navy at boot camp, hair was such like a big thing. Like, personally for me, like obviously this is a wig, but I used to wake up, I want to say like 30 minutes before everybody else did. I don't know what I was supposed to, but I did it anyway. And I would go in the bathroom and like do my hair, and then at boot camp I was allowed to have a headscarf. Like when I first got there, they was like, oh, just keep stuff that you're gonna use. So I had my headscarf, my bonnet, like I had every fucking thing, my toothbrush laid my edges. I was not fucking playing. So I would get up 30 minutes before everybody else, or maybe like 20 or 15 minutes, whatever the fuck, depending on what we were doing. And then I just did my hair, and then I wrapped it. And then I just went back to sleep. So then when the RDC came in on that bullshit, like, wake up, wake up, wake up, all I had to do was just, zip. All right, hair's already laid. Don't have to worry about anything. Just get dressed. You're on the fucking toe line. But hair was such, like, high maintenance because it was just...
You ain't got time to be
you don't have time to like getting your edges on fleek and stuff like that, except for me though, because that's why I woke up extra 15 minutes to 30 minutes early to do my hair, then wrap it, and then go back to sleep. Or if you even do your hair the night before. So if you're a black female, this is catered to y'all, because I'll be looking out. Like, do your hair the night before. Like, you're allowed to have headscarves and stuff like that. So get you a headscarf, or do your hair, nice slick bun. Make sure that headscarf is up there tight, because you're gonna be doing some strenuous activity throughout the day. You don't want that hair looking all crazy, because...
Big word, by the way.
big word. So yeah, make sure it's like nice and slick down, because you gotta look good, you know what I'm saying? So
when you went to boot camp, were they still cutting females' hair?
no, they were not cutting.
See,